in that tournament, like I said, we go to the Final Four. So now recruiting is at another level.
Right.
Because when you're one of the main guys on one of the Final Four teams, all the top schools is there. They want to see the cream of the crop, right?
And this is your junior summer lead into senior year, right?
Yeah, junior,
Okay.
summer, leading senior.
Okay.
So, um, and it's crazy. Like when I tell people, I swear people think I'd be lying, but I'd be so serious. Um, we lose to D1 Greyhounds in the Final Four. Um, my coach and the guy that Mark Olivier, who runs the Oakland Soldiers, like, man, you need to move to California and play your final
Mm.
year of high school here.
Wow.
Right? They're like, I'm getting all these calls about you. They just don't want to go to Alaska to recruit you. Right?
Mhm.
There's like it's different if you're the University of Arizona and I just got to go to California to recruit a kid. It's a
Right.
total different story when I got to go to Alaska to recruit a kid. When I could just go to California or Texas or whatever. Right?
Mhm.
Um, so I kind of took that personally. I was like, well, if they don't want to come to Alaska. They don't want to recruit me for it.
Whoa.
So I came back to Alaska my senior year, and I had schools recruit me, and I was going to go to USC.
Mhm.
I was tied in to USC. USC played in the Great Alaska Shootout my senior year. So I was at their practices. I was in the locker room before and after the games. Like I was USC, right? And that's when they had Nick Young, Swaggy
Mm.
P. And Swaggy P, like I swear he didn't take nothing serious. Like pre-game, post-game, like I swear up and down, he didn't take nothing serious.
Yeah.
Even in practice, like the coach be fussing and he'd be like, him and Gabe Pruitt. Like I was like,
Right.
bro, I know they about to go to the league because they ain't tripping on nothing, right?
Wow.
So that's Thanksgiving 2005.
Okay.
Fast forward to we win the state championship in March, early March. Fast forward to the end of March.
Right.
I send my papers to USC,
Mhm.
right? I'm like, okay, out of all the schools that's recruiting me, USC just felt right. I send my transcripts in. USC calls me back and say, you're not eligible. I'm
Mm.
like, what you mean? What are you talking about?
Mhm.
They're like, you can't go to college.
Mm.
They're like, you're school eligible, but you're not clearinghouse eligible. I was like, clearinghouse? What is the clearinghouse?
Mm.
And if you don't know what the clearinghouse
Mhm.
is the clearinghouse is for D1 sports. There's certain requirements that you have to do to be D1 eligible academically.
Okay.
So if you don't check off those boxes by your transcripts and the classes that you passed and took, you're not eligible to accept that scholarship.
Wow.
I had no clue what clearinghouse was, one.
Right.
Two, my school had no idea what clearinghouse was.
Wow.
So mind you, it's March. I graduate in May of
Okay.
2006. So in March, I'm looking like I graduate in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So after that, once word got out, I lost every scholarship that was offered.
Mm.
Every scholarship: USC, UCLA, Washington State, um, Arizona State, St. Mary's, like on and on and on. I lost every
Mm.
scholarship offer. Even the schools that was like on the verge of offering me, Georgia
Yeah.
Tech, call me. Like I call them, like they're like, we can't offer you. So I lost every scholarship,
Wow.
and I had 10 plus at the time. I lost every scholarship.
Wow.
So
And up,
I'm
so up
like,
until that point, oh, sorry, but to that point, clearinghouse, like nobody, like that was never mentioned up to you, like something like that,
mm-mm.
like that was. I don't even know what. I haven't
Yeah,
even heard of a
no,
clearinghouse.
neither.
You
Yeah,
know?
no, that's not.
Wow.
That was clearinghouse wasn't even a conversation, right?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
just thought I had to graduate from high school. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I lost every scholarship. So imagine 17 years old,
Mm.
you got these schools calling you. North Carolina called me in the middle of class. because of the time difference. We were 4 hours behind. So
Yeah.
when they called me, I was in class. So I
Mm,
called them at lunch, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw your tape. We want to know, like, where you at right now." And I'm telling them schools that's recruiting me because I'm like, I want y'all to think like I'm being recruited, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Of
don't want you to think like y'all could just sit back and wait till the last minute. Like, I got schools, big schools actively recruit me.
course.
Um, so, they were like, well, we don't have any scholarships, but would you come to our prep school?
Mm,
And because they got a prep school on campus.
mm, wow.
Um, it was like, you take all your college courses, but you just play for the prep school and then come the following year. I said, I'll do it if y'all let me sign a letter of intent this year for next year.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'll go to the prep school as long as I'm signed to go the following year. Like, I don't want to go to
sure.
the prep school and it's not a guarantee that I have a scholarship
Right.
with y'all the following year. So, um, long story short, that fell through. But my mind was set on USC anyway, right? And so when I lost all the scholarships, it got so bad to a point to where like they told me I wouldn't even been able to go to JUCO
Mm,
because of one math class that I didn't take my sophomore year of high school.
right.
I was in the math class my sophomore year, but I was just behind. I didn't get it, so I switched out, not knowing that that was the class that I needed to be clearinghouse eligible my senior year.
Wow. One
So that's why
class.
I tell kids how one class, bro, from my
Jeez.
sophomore year.
Wow.
Because I think when you like at that time when you switch to class, like that grade is still on your transcript. It's just that you didn't finish the class,
Mm,
right? So that's how that worked out for me. So now it's March. I'm supposed to graduate in May. In my mind, I'm going to USC,
right.
and now I have no clue which way is up
Mm,
because everything that I worked hard for was taken. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it happened in a span of a week, like one by one. It was like
Mm,
once the news got out, it was like it was like fire spread.
yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't know what to do now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I went from this prospect from Alaska, going on these visits to these big major schools
Right.
to I can't even I can't even get a coach to pick up the phone.
Right.
Right.
Well, we know you went to I'm curious, like what kept you just what kept you during that moment? Because that sounds like a wild week for any normal. So like
Man.
what just I know your mom's sound I mean from what you say, she sounds strong. So was it her? Like
Mhm.
I like what
It
kept you
was it
going?
was my whole family, honestly. My mom, my
Okay.
dad, my stepdad, my stepmom, my grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was really the people who it was really my tight knit family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um,
That's real.
because when I would go about the city, people, Mom, I thought you was going D1. What you still doing here?
Mm,
Like it was a joke. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Um, So yeah, so fast forward during that summer. So during April and May, I would go to public school and then I would go to a private school after school to just do straight math from like 3 to 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Friday.
wow.
So I was taking a whole nother course of math after public school.
Wow.
So I was going to school all day, right?
Wow.
So I finished the class end of May. I finished the class end of May and I sent it to Clearinghouse. So at that time, I go play for a prep school in DC called National Christian Academy. Well, they're in Fort Washington, Maryland, but
Mm,
I go to National Christian Academy. I do the whole summer circuit again.
mm,
At this point, I have no schools, right?
right.
I go from no schools to by the end of that summer, I had Georgetown, I had Rutgers, I had Tennessee, I had Kentucky, so on and so on. Even Florida State was recruiting me at the time.
Right.
So I went from schools to no schools to back to schools, right?
Wow.
So now at this point, you 18, you still playing high school basketball. You're like, man, I'm supposed to be in college. I'm supposed to be on the campus right now. So I remember when Nebraska called, yeah, we want to offer him on right now. I was like, man, I'm ready. I'm going. My coach was like, whoa, whoa. He was like, time out. You're not going to Nebraska. No offense to Nebraska.
Yeah.
No offense to Nebraska, but it was so early in the summer. We went to one tournament in Nebraska.
Wow.
So I'm like, man, I'm ready to get up out of here. He like, man,
Yeah.
hold. He like, hold on. He was like, I get where you at right now, but play the whole summer out.
Right.
Like, don't jump on the first opportunity. Okay, all right. So, we were playing in West Virginia,
Mm.
and we're playing a team. I got the rebound. I took a full court, dunked it. Right.
Mm.
People go, oh. Very next play on defense, I got the ball again off the rebound, dribbled
Yeah.
up the court, did a little move again, dunked it, boom. Oh, everybody going crazy. So at that time, I didn't know that Kentucky was watching a guy on the next court.
Mm.
I didn't know. I didn't know who was there. I was just hooping, right?
Wow.
At this time, Georgetown's recruited me, and I was going to like open gym with Georgetown during the day, during the week. Like, so in my mind, I'm going to Georgetown. Like,
Right.
so I played like I was going to Georgetown. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to Georgetown next year. Like, so now I'm playing with a different type of confidence.
For sure.
And so fast forward, the next weekend we play Nationals in Orlando at the Wild World Sports.
Mhm.
We're playing the Elite Eight game again, and I'm at the free throw line, and this older gentleman walk in, look like somebody's grandfather. Nike hat, Nike sweatsuit, hoodie.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy like a normal Nike outfit,
Yeah.
right? He walk in the gym, he looked dead at me at the free throw line. So I'm like, who is that? Right? I'm
Right.
like, all right, whatever. I'm like, it's like that must be somebody's grandfather. You know what I'm saying? No
Right.
offense. But I'm like, that must be somebody's grandfather. He's just coming to
Yeah.
watch them play. So we play the game, whatever, and I have like 25.
Mm.
We end up losing that game. We lost the game like in the last seconds. Playing that game, um, after the game, my mom's blowing up my phone. Like, I don't answer, right back. I don't answer, right back.
Mm.
So, one thing about me, I hate losing, right? I
For
don't
sure.
want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't care how good I play. We lose, I don't want to talk. I don't want to answer my phone. Like, let me get this out of my system, right? My mom's blowing up my phone. So I'm like, so I finally answer, like, yes, mom.
Yeah.
Ramon, why you ain't answer your phone? We just lost. My mom knows how I am when we
Right.
lose. Like my mom knows how I am when we lose, right?
Right.
Like my family know. Like if we lose, if we lose, like give me a minute.
Yeah.
Like don't call me right after the game,
For sure.
right? My mom blowing up my phone, so I finally answer. I'm like, yes, mom. She's like, why you ain't answer your phone? We just lost.
Yeah.
Man, she like, listen, the coach from Kentucky just called me. He was at your game watching you play. He offered you the scholarship while you was playing.
Wow.
That was the older gentleman that walked in when I was at the free throw line.
Wow. Would
I
have
had
never
no
noticed.
idea, and it was Tubby Smith.
Wow.
I had no idea that he was Tubby Smith and that he was the head coach of Kentucky. No
Huh.
idea. And he called my mom during the game while I was
Mm.
still playing because I seen him on the phone talking and like looking at me. I'm like, who is this? Who is this dude? Right?
Right.
Come to find out, he was on the phone with my mom, and he was calling her and talking to her and explaining the whole process while I was playing, and he offered
Wow.
me a scholarship. He offered the scholarship to my mom first. So then after that, we ended up losing. So that was the end of the summer. I went back to Alaska,
Mhm.
and that's when I got on the phone with Tubby and the whole recruiting pitch, and the rest is history.